Hello YouTube, SentinalhMC here, and welcome back for more Space Engineers. Today we have Waterlubber and Shiva.
Hello.
Hello. Wow, you certainly have a different texture on yourself now.
Yeah, apparently there's...
That's pretty cool. Are there some ones already in there?
Yeah, azimuth. But I can't change the color of it, apparently. The color controls aren't working. Like, do you see my color changing?
No, the colors don't appear to change.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna use the stock one then.
Yeah, as it's not DirectX 11 yet.
I'm going to change my color.
I want to be Minmus green. Maybe not.
I just changed my color a bit, made it more dark.
Pink?
There, I am pink now. Ha ha ha.
We should change everything to be pink.
I am the
Yes.
pink astronaut. Behold my amazing pinkness.
You are Gru.
Okay, so we gotta finish this ship sections and stuff.
Oh, you just cut the front off this poor
All I
thing.
did was take off the drills. Just put them back.
You moitered it to death.
Just put the drills back.
Can I have the resources to make them?
All you have to do is put the drills back. And there's should be plenty of stuff in here to do that.
Drill. Oh, we have these new drills from
Where did
Azimuth.
all of our construction components go? We had 1,000 of them.
I just took them all to work on the
All of them?
Give him some of that.
Okay,
Give him
okay.
some
Wait,
of
how
that.
are you carrying all of them?
Pretty easily.
They all
There you
fit
go.
in your inventory?
Witch.
Yeah.
Burn the witch.
Burn the witch. 120 small steel tubes.
Do I need probably?
So, do you see how the, have you seen the change to these large reactor here?
Give me a sec. I'm just getting some
The
resources.
tubes in the middle are like segmented now.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty neat.
I have to evaluate all the damage you've done to my innocent
All I
ships.
did was take off the mining drills. That's it. That's the only thing.
You've mutilated the welder. Do you mind if I grind off the...
I did nothing to the welder. Alright?
Yeah, you did. You stuck a stick on it.
Then take the stick off. That's the only thing.
Taking off the
That's
stick.
the only thing that I did. Shiva took some of the construction of the components out of the rear thrusters because there were too many. That's why you keep breaking your welders, because you have too much forward thrust.
There's no such thing as too much forward
On
thrust.
a welding thing, yes there is. You barely touch it and it just dies.
You took out one of my welders.
Did not.
There's a missing one in the back.
Why would you have a welder in the back?
Not a welder. A duster.
I just told you that he did that. Are you not listening?
No, it's not symmetrical.
Then
Now I have to grind everything down and replace it with less
No,
powerful
you
thrusters.
don't. All you have to do is fix it.
Nah. It won't look pretty anymore.
Just have fewer of those thrusters.
I'm just gonna start putting turrets on my... I'm kidding.
Just have fewer of them. It'll work better. You won't break your stuff as much.
Apparently somebody saw my Freya joke.
What?
Oh, nothing. You didn't? I changed it to
I
Gladys.
changed that back quite a while ago.
Oh, you did? You never mentioned
I
it.
know. I never mentioned it. I just quietly changed it.
It was there for quite a while, though.
I just quietly fixed it. Like a fixer person would.
How about industrial clusters?
Those things are huge.
I know.
Say-
Oh, capital clusters.
Okay, that's even bigger. Come on. You're going crazy here. You're speaking crazy talk.
What? What kind of language is that?
What?
The one you just spoke.
What do you mean, what kind of language is that? It's English.
You're speaking crazy here.
That's
in
the
Nottingham.
English language.
Oh, there's a lot of structural damage to the ship on the inside.
Well, I don't know why. All I know is that I accidentally...
I didn't do it!
All I know is that while we were welding, we accidentally broke off the welders because, of course, you have too much forward thrust.
Oh, blame it on me then.
You can't blame it on me.
You're just a bad pilot.
You can't blame it on me because you were doing the same thing.
You are a bad pirate.
Pirate.
Once again,
Bad
oxygen
pirate.
farm is running.
You are a pirate.
Yar har har, fiddly dee.
How much power? Are we getting oxygen from an oxygen farm?
Yes, that's what I just said.
How much?
Twice. Not sure. I have to check the UI.
No. We would need 2 of these running at full bore per person.
It's running at 61%.
Yeah, we're gonna need like a bunch of
Still playing games on the camp on the.
energy is low.
Come on, mate.
Ma.
Still playing games, I see. Why don't you go outside and play with your little friends?
Yes. I need smile steel tubes.
Good thing we have a ton of them now.
Can you email them to me?
You want me to email you small steel tubes?
Yes. No, use the logistics robots.
Don't you know that the internet is a series of tubes?
No. The internet is actually a series of monkeys that run around. And see, they used to type out the complete works of Shakespeare, but they got bored of that, so now they run the internet.
I see. Those are some pretty industrious monkeys.
My welder is over grindy.
I'm quite confident of this fact. Your welder is what? Over grindy?
Yes.
But it's a welder, not a grinder. Why would your welder be grinding? Did you switch the polarity? Because you know how that always works.
Reverse the direction of the proton beam.
Switching the polarity like always reverses the effect of stuff. You know,
Exactly.
doesn't make
Because
any
there's
sense.
no such thing as a diode. There's no such thing as a diode.
Exactly.
What's a rectifier? It's not like there's a rectifier in practically everything ever, because people love to reverse.
Reverse the polarity.
And cross the streams too. That fixes everything.
Cross the streams, yeah. Never cross the streams.
They should have made an alternate ending where everybody dies.
There was an ugly barnacle. He was so ugly that everyone died.
Still a better love story than Twilight.
What's wrong with Freya? 0% reactor power, 83% low on 7 batteries.
Oh no, wait, how do they smelt?
Reactor has.
Yeah, I think it was.
Freya just has turned off the reactor completely. It's running on batteries.
Well, I guess I don't even know. Maybe.
Whoa,
it's
what's
trying...
that? You're building cryopods.
Yes.
But we might die.
So?
No.
Isn't that the plot for every sci-fi movie ever? Like, there's a bunch of crew in cryo sleep and then they all die or something like that.
Yeah, that was like that reminds me of System Shock 2 because everybody was dead except for you, who were in cryo sleep at the time. And then you got waken up by Shodan, who uses you as a clone. Shodan is still one of my favorite villains ever. Shodan was amazing.
Hitler's my favorite villain. He's so evil. No one beats Hitler in terms of evilness.
Shodan was pretty evil. She wanted to take over all of humanity.
Hitler.
He wanted to take over you. Let's be.
Hitler time traveled.
He wants to take over. Hitler time traveled into the 80s.
Don't you mean Kung Fu?
Pure. Time traveled into the 80s in order to shoot up a police station by firing bullets through the phone.
That was the best part of the entire movie by far. Is this the police? Fuck you.
It was so great. I recently watched the old Willy Wonka movie with Gene Wilder recently.
That was such a good movie.
Again, better than the Johnny Depp one, I think. Even though
By
I did
far.
enjoy the Johnny Depp one.
The Johnny Depp one was kind of creepy, but like I remember watching that movie when I was way younger, and it was
The boat scene really freaked me out as a child.
Not much for me, but
That is a pretty
maybe,
freaky scene when you look at it. There's like weird images of bugs and just weird stuff, and you're like, why the heck is it there?
I watched a play. My friend did a play of it, and he did a good job too. From just Willy Wonka in the play.
Willy Wonka.
But yeah, the Gene Wilder one, it's like more imaginative and creative and more
I
fun.
liked it a lot.
I think that the second movie was targeted at the people who watched the first movie when they were much younger.
No, I don't think it was. I think the second movie, it was a remake, and remakes are done for one purpose. Remakes are done...
Money.
Well, that too. But remakes are done primarily to capitalize on the pre-existing audience while trying to get a new generation of viewers interested in this. Because studios know that fans of the old version are going to watch it, but so they don't need to cater to them. They need to cater to the current market and try and get them to watch it, because the people who saw the original, they're going to watch it.
Even with the Spaceball scene with the combs.
Oh yeah, that's lovely.
I wish they made a reference to that in the new Star Wars trailer, because that's all I could think of when I saw that.
We ain't found.
We ain't found another derogatory.
Did you find anything yet?
And they have the tiny little comb too.
It was a
They
fro
only made
pick.
Oh, what?
It was a fro pick.
I've never heard of that.
That's why it was funny that the black guy was the one using it. It was a fro pick, and black people are known to have fros more often than white people. Because white people fros look terrible. Seriously. I don't try and generalize an entire group of people, but I don't think I've seen a white guy with a fro that looked good.
Except for
To be fair, I
clowns.
was born with curly hair.
But you don't have a fro.
I'll try to get mine as close
I'm
as I try
talking.
to keep.
I'm talking those big 80s, 70s. I'm talking those, or was it 60s? I'm talking those, Foxy Cleopatra from the Austin Powers movie level fros. That were like ridiculously big and perfectly round and chiseled.
Like somebody threw their hair in a balloon.
Just this perfectly spherical amazingness. Seriously, there's no hairdo that's quite as awe-inspiring as a perfectly groomed afro. There needs to be a bigger ratio between gyroscopes and turn speed for large ships, because it doesn't make sense that all you have to do is chuck a bunch of gyroscopes on it and suddenly your massive ship can turn on a dime.
Well, if a massive ship did turn on a dime like that, it would probably shake itself to bits because of centrifugal force.
Right. I think that the mass of the ship should set a maximum turn speed. There should be like a maximum rotational speed based on the mass of the ship, and then you can with that as a hard cap, you can use the number of gyroscopes as the basically.
But it shouldn't be too low.
Soft cap.
Actually, I would prefer a limiter on gyroscopes and thrusters. So, if you use more powerful thrusters, it's more efficient, but you can limit them, like a thrust limiter.
I mean, if I was going to make a server where people were going to engage in ship combat regularly, I would set a limit for the...
No broadsides?
I would set a limit for the maximum number of gyroscopes and thrusters you can put on a ship. That way they'd have to actually think about weight when they go to build the ships.
No refineries on battleships.
Yeah, like actually enforce like fleet diversity.
Instead of just a battleship with a refinery.
Well, I mean, instead of a Swiss Army knife ship, a ship that literally has everything.
Then it's basically a station with thrusters attached.
Essentially, yes. Oh, but in that latest blog post, there was that really cool part about the way that stations are gonna change, the way that they're gonna work. Have you read that blog post?
I did. Now they can rotate and stuff, and I think they can be anchored to a position on the.
Well, there's going to be a station anchor block, and the station will only be anchored in space if it's connected to one of those blocks. Basically, it means that if you detach part of a station, it immediately becomes a dynamic object. So. You could actually have escape pods on stations and stuff like that, because they'd actually...
or actually, if you'd like have a station orbit of a planet...
Darn these hiccups!
Or, like I was saying, if you have a station orbit of a planet, and let's say a big chunk gets knocked off, It'll just start drifting down to the planet's
Oh, what are these
surface.
blast windows?
I added that mod. It adds windows that you can open and shut like doors. Like you can close like a blast shield.
Oh, and now we have all sorts of airtight hangar
Why do we have
doors.
6 cryopods? I don't think we've ever had 6.
What's 3 by 8 by 3?
Well, I just want to be sure.
Ooh, man. Okay, it's time to add the next bit of ship to the projection. I'm gonna take the forward offset back 2. Right, so that there should be at least 1 space between these. Yep, so it's not connecting to anything.
I'm gonna queue up a ton of steel plates.
And now we have to move the ship forward. But first I have to cut it off.
Hey, we got an oxygen bottle, our first oxygen bottle.
I gotta cut this off.
And tell me when you cut it off. Okay.
Alright.
Oh, there's no power in this thing.
Should be power as battery. There's some batteries in here.
Let's see, batteries.
They should have some amount of juice in them.
Yeah, let me just turn them on.
Are you in the cockpit?
Yeah. And the batteries aren't producing
Let
power.
me get into the side cockpit.
Yeah, we have no power on this thing.
Temporarily, I'm gonna pop one of these on here. So we can just weld this up. We should have everything we need, so let's go weld this up. What do we still need on that reactor?
Nothing, I'm right now powering up.
Oh, sweet. Put some uranium in it?
Yep.
Just like 5.
It's online.
How much did you put in there? Just like 5? So,
10.
oh, that'd be fine.
We are out of small steel
Alright,
tubes.
Let me just make sure the batteries are
let me
not
fly this ship.
going.
Since this ship.
Yeah, and let me disable. I'm right now just disabling the batteries so they don't pull power.
What? I want them to, but not all of them. Okay, so reactors are at 21 megawatts. That should be good. So now,
They are
look out the back. Go outside of the thing. Look at the thing from the side, and just let me know roughly when this thing is, somewhat slightly
Clear.
ahead of it. So there's like a 1 block gap, roughly. Okay.
Okay,
Ready?
I'm watching. I'm in position. There we go.
Critical.
Keep going.
How you doing?
You're doing good. Let me just double check, make sure you got clearance. Yeah, you still got clearance.
Almost done on these hangar doors. And then we'll have an airtight hangar, which we just need to pressurize.
Okay, stop. Yeah, good enough space here.
Oh, and I don't want this crappy battery here. Come help me grind down the battery that's in the cockpit. We'll grind it off and we'll put next part battery in its place.
Yeah, let me enter my inventory.
Now let me go into the cockpit here and let these batteries start drawing some power. We're gonna have to put Freya in here
Ship fuel low.
later.
Also, we should put like solar panels on this thing to help it out.
These 4 basic batteries need to be set to recharge. Power usage 134, 242%. Okay. All 4 basic batteries do not need to be in recharge. Why have you renamed Freya HAL 9000?
What?
Freya,
I didn't do that.
Freya is not going to try and kill us.
That's dubious.
These oxygen farms are not going to get enough sunlight.
Could you do me a favor and rename our platform something that makes sense, like Space Station?
Why?
No, I have an idea how to get the oxygen farms to work right.
They need more sun.
Yeah, I need to grind them down and redo the system. I know what
Rotors?
Yeah, advanced rotors.
You know, there's a ghost in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Let me guess, it looks like the one from Pokemon.
No. She looks kind of like she'd be at home in PT. Anyway, you go onto a certain mountain and you look through a sniper scope and you can see a ghostly woman with long hair standing near a bloodstain. Pretty good bloodstain.
It sounds suspicious.
And in the in-game newspaper and stuff, you can see a story about a woman who died by falling off the cliff, and that's where she fell off. So that's her. Which I think is really, really cool. Whoever thought to do that.
Still game devs are cool, but the person who decided to put all the mini games, I'm gonna put that in quotes because younger viewers in GTA. I mean, it's a fun game. I mean, I would play it for racing, but I just don't really like that kind of game. I mean, TF2 is fine. GTA is not.
How can you compare TF2 to GTA? They're two completely different games.
They're both first-person shooters. Well, not really
GTA
first-person.
is not a first-person shooter.
Third-person.
It's a third-person action game.
By that means shooting everybody because nobody plays for the cars. And running over people. I don't like it.
Nobody plays it for the cars. A lot of people are really interested in which cars could be for GTA games.
So you can run over people in style.
Okay, so the armor blocks are finished. This part of the ship is going to come together quite quickly. Weldy weld. Maybe more metal grease.
It's well tabulous. Why is the lighting in here so buggy now?
Metal
Because I'm right now building something.
grease.
It's probably in the way.
Building a spotlight? Are you building it?
No.
Yes, somebody's building a spotlight.
I'm building a miner.
Yeah, somebody was just building on the spotlight. Was that somebody you?
Somebody to love?
I know.
That wasn't it.
I know Waterlubber. I know you somebody to love. Don't worry. I'll always love you.
I have KSP.
You don't need anything but KSP to love you. KSP loves me! KSP doesn't know you exist.
No!
They were just jealous. He was just jealous of my devotion to Shred.
Ah, don't, please, no. How could this happen to me?
You play KSP. The Mun hates you.
The moon loves me.
You don't even need all the construction components to finish the conveyors. And 9 short is still finished. Usually you need all the construction components at least. For stuff. At least it usually seems that.
Mm-hmm.
But not in this case.
Epic music.
Get that, boys. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. So there's a video on YouTube that's really funny. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger going through the streets dressed as the Terminator to promote a charity. He went to the wax museum, and he stands
And he saw
and he
himself.
stands there perfectly still, and people come to take pictures with him because they think he's just a wax statue. And then when they least expect it, he moves or talks and stuff, and they
Hello!
freak the heck out.
Oh my gosh.
It was
That's
it was
amazing.
great. It was fantastic. I loved it.
Was it
It was
fantabulous?
excellent. He was out in the streets and he ran into a Terminator impersonator.
Huh?
He ran into somebody impersonating him, dressed as the Terminator. And
What did he do to them?
he went up to the guy. He's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "I am the Terminator." He's like, "No, I am the Terminator. I am the Terminator." So
What happens?
it's like, "I am the T-800 Terminator. T-800. Human flesh over as a skeleton." And the guy was, they were doing "I'll be back" quote off. And he's like, the guy's like, "I'll be back." And he's like,
I'll be back.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
My music teacher has a sign that says "I'll be Bach" and BACH.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a very enjoyable pun. Some
Pun.
very good punnage there. It's it's puntastic, I would say.
Is it puntabulous?
I would say so.
Why do I need 12 computers to build a single button?
Honey. Well, they're very tiny computer chips. Maybe you need one for each button?
No, it's one button.
No, maybe you need one computer chip for each button on the button. Oh no, it's a button, right? Okay, okay, we're talking about a button. I know what you're saying. We're talking about buttons.
Button.
Don't butt in.
This tiny little button over here requires 12 computers, 12 construction components. No, 14 interior plates. Whatever, I don't need it.
Button, who's got the button?
This causes a severe FPS drop when I have these hangar doors going.
Holy cow, holy cow.
But yeah, that's cool. It seals right up. You probably shouldn't open this when it's filled with oxygen.
Construction components.
Yeah, maybe I should grind this down and put a regular button panel on.
Small steel tubes. Need large steel tubes as well. Weld.
Well.
Yellow merge block 1. Constructed.
Kung Fury. Ah, that drill! It's so spiky.
Game over.
Kung Fury. That, the video game? F you. That part was amazing. You know the part with the arcade machine?
Then it comes to life, and then it turns out that it was made by the Nazis.
Don't you know that everything is made by the Nazis?
The Nazis tried to make a doomsday weapon.
Yeah, but you can't, because that's not how the universe works.
They tried to make a drill with a nuke on the end. And the drill would drill down a shaft to the Earth's core and deliver a nuke to the core, which would blow the planet up. That was their idea.
Why?
Because
they're
it
stupid.
was their... No, listen. The idea was that if they lost the war, they would destroy the world. But of course, not only was the facility never completed, it would never have worked anyway, for obvious reasons. But the whole thing would have melted long before it reached the Earth core. They didn't seem to understand the whole liquid mantle thing.
They're Nazis, they're stupid.
Hitler was pretty dumb at times. It's because he was high all the time. The drugs destroyed his mind.
You think so?
I know so. I saw a documentary about it. His doctor was giving him this drug cocktail that was like all these cocaine, heroin, all this kind of stuff mixed together that gave him energy, but it was also messing with him. Also, the syphilis. He had untreated syphilis. He couldn't admit that he had syphilis because he had earlier called it a Jewish disease, so he couldn't get treated for it. And syphilis, if you don't treat it, will destroy your mind. It will rot your brain and make you crazy.
Well, obviously, he was insane.
The point of it is that he started making some really stupid decisions later on in the war. Decisions that he probably would not have made earlier in the war when his mind was still intact. So there's an argument to be made that if it wasn't for the syphilis and the drugs, that he might not have made those mistakes, and then he might not have lost the war.
Like invading Russia?
Well, a lot of people think that if you had the same information that he had at the time, you'd do the same thing in Russia. I still can't see how that would have been a good thing. I think
he's insane.
I think he might have been getting paranoid. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. Time's up. Let me check out your hanger. What you got going on over here?
I'm almost done with
Why
the
does it look
pressurizing.
like? Why is it toothpaste colored?
Hey, I like that color.
You can't.
No,
you
I'm
can't
nearly done with my
pressurize
miner.
this. We
Yeah,
don't
I
have
can.
enough oxygen. You'll use
Okay.
up our entire oxygen storage.
Okay, then I won't pressurize
We
it
need
just yet.
more oxygen.
Well, we could always depressurize it because I'm building it
Is
safely.
our oxygen actually increasing? Then? That's the question.
Yes, Ed, it
You
is.
Sure.
But it doesn't help that the meteors keep taking out like half the system.
turrets!
That's why we need to put it on pistons with blast doors, so that we can retract them.
Can you put it behind windows?
No, I tried that once. It's for some reason the windows don't count as transparent for those things, which is just
Whatever.
stupid.
Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Stay tuned for future episodes as we perhaps finish this piece of the ship next episode. We're almost.
Hopefully by then I'll have better.
So anyway, you guys
monitors.
want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Bye.
Anyway, I'm SentinalH, and signing out.